Hey YouTube, NCG here, bringing to you guys a deck profile in celebration of the Kyber collection coming out. I want to bring you guys this, my Cyberdark deck profile, and the reason for it is because Card of Demise has been recently just now reprinted in the Legendary Collection Kyber, meaning that for us budget players, this deck, or at least this version of it, can now be affordable. So I wanted to bring it to you guys again, as you know, celebration to the Kyber collection being out, and the fact that Cyberdark is one of my all-time favorite decks since GX was out, because of Zane and just how the Cyberdarks look and play in general. I just really like them, and so at first when the Dragon support came out for them, I was like so hyped and like so happy that this deck can actually be playable as its own. And then now that Card of Demise is out, reprinted and cheaper, you know, I'm going to be doing a lot of play testing with this deck. So here it is, my Cyberdark Demise deck profile, whatever you want to call it. So for the monsters, we have 2 horns, 2 keels, 2 edge, 3 cannons, and 3 claws. So I've gone for this ratio because being Card of Demise, you don't want to have your hand clogged with monsters. So you go for this ratio of the machines because all the machines are searchable through Cyberdark Cannon. And so by just literally discarding it, you can just like add any one of these, normal summon it, and you can go off from there. And so that's why it's this ratio. You've got to play 3 of the dragons because they search everything in your deck that you need. And so they also provide the additional effects and the power buffs for your machines. So that's the monsters. Spells, we play 2 Infernos, 1 Terraforming, 1 Impact, 3 Card of Demise, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Upstart Goblin, 3 Allure of Darkness, 2 Power of the Guardians, 1 Overload Fusion, 2 Future Fusion. So the Cyberdark Inferno and the 1 Terraforming is just a nice little ratio for this kind of variant. You get Terraforming, you can get one of your Cyberdark Infernos to fin your deck, and while also Claw being able to search Inferno as well. So you should always have Inferno. I play the 1 Impact because I do like the Cyberdark Dragon, so I play the 1 Impact. It's searchable by Claw, and then you can just like set it so it's not discarded by Card of Demise, and then you should be set up later on. 3 Card of Demise. You draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, your opponent takes no damage, and then during the end phase of this turn, send the entire hand to the graveyard. You can only activate 1 per turn. You cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. So, your opponent takes no damage, that's the cost, as well as the sky. Yeah, just that's the cost. So basically, in a stun deck like this, Card of Demise is just really consistent, really helps the consistency in a stun deck like this. 1 Foolish Barrel, you can either dump the dragons for the machines, or you can dump the machines for your Impact and your Overload Fusion. Upstart Goblin, 39 card deck is good. Allure of Darkness, all of our monsters are darks. 2 Power of the Guardians, now this is something I'm taking out in one of my own, in my other decks, my Goki decks. It's just an interesting card. I kind of want to play around with it just to see if it works. So, if the monster equipped with it engages in battle, basically it gets a spell counter, and then that monster gains a 500 point buff to his attack and defense for each counter, and then if that monster will be destroyed by battle effect, you can remove a counter instead. So it gives your Cyberdarks extra protection. When the Cyberdarks are equipped with one of these dragons, they become 2400, and then just a single buff from Power of the Guardians makes them 29, so it really makes them like a hard monster to get over for your opponent. So I'm testing it out just to see if it works. If not, it just gets dumped with Card of Demise, just simple as that. But at very worst case, I equip it to one of my Cyberdarks and it makes them even beefier. Overload Fusion to make your Cyberdarkness Dragon, and if you have to, Cyberdark Dragon. Future Fusion is back at 3 now, but I'm only playing at 2 because the back row needs to be free and open for all of your traps. So I'm only playing at 2. So basically, if it goes off, you send 5 of your Cyberdarks for your Cyberdarkness Dragon, and it fills up your graveyard for your Cyberdarks in general. and for your overload fusion. So I play 2, so that way you can, if you get both of them, you have a high chance of pulling it off. For the traps, we play a lot of them. We play 1 warning, 1 judgment, 2 strikes, 3 storming mirror force, 3 rivalry of warlords, and 1 jar of avarice. Solemn brigade, simple, standard. Storming mirror force for a deck like this is probably like one of the best, and especially nowadays. If you don't want to play a storming mirror force, just go with standard regular mirror force. Drowning, not very good because you kind of want to keep your monsters on the board, so that's not really your objective. Quaking with links out now, quaking is even less effective. Blazing mirror force, I mean, if you're going with mirror force, you might as well go with blazing, do the extra damage. But otherwise, storming mirror force is your best bet. Rivalry of warlords, all of our monsters are actually going to be summoning on machines, so Rivalry Warlords is really good, and it's even especially good against things like Pendulum Magicians. If you let them set up the Electromite and then flip Rivalry Warlords, they can't continue with their plays because Electromite, I think, is a psychic. Let's get it up. Heavy metal foes. Yep, it's a psychic, so as soon as they summon Electromite, they literally can't do anything else. So Rivalry Warlords is really good. I'm playing the 1 jar of avarice because we will be dumping a lot at times with card demise and everything like that. So being able to just shuffle 5 cards back and then draw a card, it keeps your rhythm going so that you don't burn out. Your extra deck is very like just open. I've gone with 2 Cyberdark dragons because of the future fusion, overload fusion. 2 Cyberdark dragons, 1 5-headed dragon to dump off claw for an equipment for your big dragons. Predator Plant Chimera Ephesia, you can dump it with claw to search one of your fusion spells. Elder Entity Nuts, you dump it with claw to pop a card. And then just a standard rank 4 kind of like toolbox. I've gone with a complete Utopia package of 1 Utopia, 1 Ray, and 1 Lightning. I always like the 1 Dark Rebellion in this deck just because if I make it, I can get over something, and if it's destroyed, it's an equipment for Cyberdark Dragon. And the 1 Babushka because it's the best turn 1 play if you have to make it, and if you can make it. So that's the deck. I hope you all enjoyed it. I will be working on this deck a lot as the time goes. Again, since card demise is out, I want to test out a lot more variants with this archetype and try and get it as competitive and strong as possible. So till next time, guys, have fun.